Hey guys, this is Not Lamers from Invoked 101, and today I'm doing a very long-awaited deck profile for myself. If you guys remember my Yugo Pro replays of the Cyber Dragon deck, this is almost spot on to what I was playing in those. We also have the beautiful Cybernetic Horizon mat with the Cyberse Magician. Let me see if I can zoom out and show you a little bit of that. Yeah, the Cyberse Magician on it. But yeah, I got some of the new cards. I got actually most of what I needed for it, and I'll talk about the cards that I'm missing and cards that I actually added to it that I didn't expect to add. But so we're gonna start with them on, and I will go a little bit more in depth with some of the card choices in here. But yeah, just big thanks to both locals, Bears and Dragon's Keep, for having the sneak peeks. Big thanks to everyone who went there, especially Jerry who went there. He hooked me up with the Cyber with one copy of Rev System and one hers. I did have to trade for it, but still. Shout out to Kyler for hooking me up with the Seeger and another copy of hers. And then shout out to Lauren, who also hooked me up with another Seeger. And then I don't know who to thank for the other Rev System because I didn't get their name, but yeah, thanks to everyone who helped me put this deck together. But yeah, so let's talk about. So let's go. 3 Cyber Dragon, just the basic one. It's the Cyber Dragon deck. He's actually a little bit important. He kind of works like Blue Eyes White Dragon in the Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, kind of, where he's okay if you see him, and if you don't see him, the deck still functions. So, 3 vanilla basic Cyber Dragon. 3 core. We're still playing 3 core because he's still like one of the better Cyber Dragons. Searching a Cyber Spell or Trap is pretty good, especially now that we actually have a few new Cyber Spell and Traps. So using him to search is pretty good. The only downside to him is he is mandatory, and of course, banishing from the graveyard to summon a Cyber Dragon from the deck, Cyber Dragon monster from the deck, is pretty good. And I will clarify if it's Cyber Dragon or Cyber Dragon monster, because some of the cards do require that it be a Cyber Dragon monster, while others are Cyber Dragon itself. So next up is the new guy on the block. This is 3 Cyber Dragon hers. Finally got. Oh my god, finally having this card in hand is just like amazing. I cannot, I'm gushing. Like I got 3 of these on Saturday. This is going up on Sunday on the Sunday sneak peek. So I got 3 of these on Saturday, and I actually pulled the second one on Sunday. But oh my god, and I've been playing this deck like non-stop since Saturday. Like I brought it with me and I played Invoked Mech Knight in the tournament, but oh man, hers. Ooh. So hers is really good. So with this card, so he's Cyber Dragon on the field and in the graveyard, just like most of the good Cyber Dragons are. Then if he's special summoned, he becomes level 5. Oh, by the way, you can only use 1 hers effect per turn, and only once that turn. So he is like super hard once per turns on either effect. So you only get 1 effect of hers per turn. And the first effect is if he's special summoned, you can make his level become 5. His other effect is if he's sent to the graveyard, including detached off Nova or Infinity, or discarded out of the hand, you get to search a Cyber Dragon from your deck or from your graveyard. Meaning that if you do it from deck, you add this one, but if you do it from graveyard, you can add any of the Cyber Dragons that list that say that become Cyber Dragon in the graveyard except for itself, which is pretty nice. So hers is really good, and I'll actually show, like, there's a little combo with him and Galaxy Soldier where you discard him for Galaxy Soldier's effect, and then Galaxy Soldier and hers activate to search Cyber Dragon and a Galaxy Soldier, so he instantly gives you fodder for Nova. He's amazing. He's like the best one. And so yeah. So hers. He's also a level 1, which is pretty nice. You can link Kribo 1-for-1, but you usually don't want to run 1-for-1. I tried it, and it's not very good for him. In case you were wondering, since I mentioned it. But yeah, you don't want to run 1-for-1 with hers. Next up on the Cyber list, I'm trying to keep like all of them in here. I run 2 Dry still. I think 2 Dry is okay, or Dre. I literally pronounce all of them, like all but Cyber Dragon and Core, I pronounce them differently every time I summon them. But Dry, he's one of the older Cyber Dragons. He's Cyber on the field and in the graveyard, and whenever he's normal summoned, you can make all Cyber Dragons you control become level 5, but you are locked in machines for the rest of the turn. So he's also 1800, which is pretty nice. So he's the beefiest Cyber Dragon. But the other thing with him is that, like, he's not as good, but he does have a little combo with the new Cyber Dragon, kind of an updated dry, which is Veer. Veer is not hollow, which is a little upsetting. But Veer, whenever a Cyber Dragon is normal or special summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only do that once per turn. It's a hard once per turn. And then this card gives all Cyber Dragons you control, including itself, 500 attack and defense. And that does stack. So if you have 2 Veers on the field, you do get the they gain 1,000. So the combo you do is you go normal summon dry's effect on summon, and then you special summon Veer, and then that instantly gives you a free rank 5 right there. So yeah, but yeah, and Veer of course is Cyber Dragon on the field in the graveyard, but he has to be summoned in defense, which is sad. But yeah, I mean, it used to be you're just running the 3 original Cyber Dragons, the 3 cores, and the 3 dries, and then like you filled it with the rest of the stuff. Being able to run an extra 5 Cyber like, I guess it would be an extra 4 Cyber Dragons that are actually good, is great. And like I said, I've been testing this online. You guys have seen this deck profile online with my Yugo Pro. You guys, and like even in person, like today I went 2-1. My only loss was to ABC, oddly enough. You'd think I'd have a little bit of an advantage there, but no. Yeah, my only loss was to ABC today, using this deck at a sneak peek. It was only a 6-person event, but still, I don't want to be like, whoa, it's the best, but no, it was a 6-man locals, and we all got mats. So, but yeah, so that's but yeah, that's it for the Cyber Dragons, and I think it performed pretty well. And I played it against some of my friends' casual decks like Lair and Odd Eyes and some other stuff, and it seems to perform pretty well. But yeah, that's it for the Cyber Dragon cards. And then, of course, I'm also running 3 Galaxy Soldier. If you don't know what Galaxy Soldier does, you discard a light machine, you discard a light monster and special summon it from your hand in defense position, and then it can search a Galaxy monster. But that the searching is a hard once per turn, while the summoning is like you can do it as much as you want. So that's why he's really good with hers, because you discard hers, and then you search a Cyber Dragon and a Galaxy Soldier. So. And then I'm still running Electromagnetic Turtle, because there's so many ways to get this guy in the graveyard. He's searchable, so if you are just like going off, you can discard him with Galaxy Soldier, you can send him to the grave with Chimera Tech. I like him. I still like running him at 1. And another card I like running at 1 is the Kaiju. I actually used to have a very small Kaiju engine in this deck. I bumped it down to just him. I was playing 1-for-1 over this, and then I took out 1-for-1 and put back in the Kaiju, because I actually really like having the Kaiju in the deck as like an out to other things. And if you have the Kaiju and then like, so it's a 4-card combo, it's like if you have the Kaiju and 2 Cyber Dragons and Power Bond, you win essentially. So yeah, because you just out whatever they have with the Kaiju, you run over the Kaiju, and then you can attack 3 times. So that's it for the monsters. And then we have hand traps, because, and before, like, people were like, oh, well, you're playing hand traps, the deck's like, oh, it's whatever. I'm playing 2 Ghost Ogre and 2 Veiler, so it's not like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I'm not playing anything too serious. Like Ogre is like 12 to 10 a piece, and Veiler is $1. So I'm trying to keep this is a more casual deck, but I definitely think that this thing can steal games. And yeah, I love this deck. That's it for the monsters. I love this deck. Again, just, Cyber Dragons are one of my favorite decks of all time. This thing is great. Alright, sorry for that cut. So now let's talk about the spells. So, one thing that I am going to talk about real quick, because there is a card in here that I'll talk about the trap first, and then I'll mention the spells. So, I am running, where's my trap? There it is. I am running an Infinite Impermanence, and so, before you guys are like, oh, well, it's meta, I'm running Infinite Impermanence because I got it from my friend, and I was like, you know what, it has Infinity on it, I'll put Infinity in here. And if you really want to, you don't have to play it, you can just play a 3rd Rev System. I'm playing 2 Rev System right now because I only have 2, but I also think Rev System might be a little bit bricky at 3 right now. 3 is still definitely good. If you play 3, like, I feel like it's optional. I'll even talk about it. But yeah, I am running Infinite Impermanence in the deck. So I just wanted to mention that real quick, that I am playing Impermanence. But yeah, so what Rev System does is you summon a Cyber Dragon. It does have to be Cyber Dragon from hand or from graveyard, and then it can't be destroyed by card effects. So that's, very nice. It's searchable off of core. It's just a really good, it's a monster reborn for the deck. So, there's not, it's effectively, like, it's like So this is a good card. It's Monster Reborn for the deck. I'm also playing 3 Cyber Emergency. This came out of Battles of Legend. I've actually been playing this for a while. Cyber Emergency is a card you always want to see in your opening hand because it adds any Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, and if it's negated, then you get to discard a card and add the card back to your hand, but you can only activate it once per turn, so you can't really, you can't like, oh, well, it was negated, let me do it again, so, which is unfortunate. But yeah, and then after Cyber Emergency, I still stand by this. I'm playing 3 Repair Plant, and in play, I stick by my 3 Repair Plant decision. But honestly, you could probably play 2 Repair Plants and 3 Rev System if you really want, or like I said, you could cut the Impermanence, or like really this is just another card slot that I happen to have in the deck. That could be another Kaiju. But yeah, I actually like these ratios for the Cyber Speller Traps, just because I feel that this is the strongest way for your search cards and your revival cards. I think that this personally is what I enjoy. I think Rev System is a great card. It's incredible, but I think that 3 might brick too much. Granted, it does summon out of hand, but it needs to be this one, so that's a little rough. If it was a Cyber Dragon monster, I would 100% say play 3, but currently I would say you can play 3. I prefer to play 2 currently, and especially now that I've played it in person and messed around with the cards, I like playing it at 2. My cat in here? So yeah, so so I might pick up a 3rd Rev System or not, but again, if you do want to play 3 and you want to follow this deck exactly, just cut the Impermanence. That's all you need to do. So moving into the other spells and traps, for our fusion cards, I'm playing 2 Power Bond. You don't need 3 in this deck, not anymore, not with the way that's playing, because you're more focused on getting Zeger and Infinity out, and then comboing off with stuff like that. So I'm playing 2 Power Bond and 1 Overload. Just because Overload, you want to see one of these in your hand. Usually, if you don't see it, it's not the end of the world. It's actually like perfectly fine if you don't see either of these cards. It's just nice to have them in your hand because these make Chimera Tech. And but yeah, so the only thing you're making with these is Chimera Tech, so you don't really want these clogging up your hand. So that's the reason they're cut down from 3. From 5 to 2, and you'll see the reason from 5 to 3. You'll see in the final version, and from the last version to this version, and you'll see in the extra deck why that's had to change. I'm also playing 2 Instant Fusion, and I only run 1 Instant Fusion target. But the thought process is I'm gonna see my first Instant Fusion and kill you before I see the second Instant Fusion and you kill me. So that's the logic behind this. Yeah, I mean, you can run a second Instant Fusion target, that's fine. And then for just like other things, I'm playing 1 Monster Reborn, which is like, yeah, it's like, well, you said not 3 Rev System. It's like, yeah, but Monster Reborn is a little different than Rev System. And lastly, because we have 6 of them now, I am playing 3 Machine Dupe. There is no reason you shouldn't be playing 3 Machine Dupe in this deck. With Core and Hers being as searchable as they are in this deck, and as easily to get on the field as they are, and just like, oh, you can do so much with them. They're so good, and they're Machine Dupe targets, which is incredible. So if you're not playing 3 Machine Dupe in the deck, you need to be playing 3 Machine Dupe. Like, there is no excuse not to be playing 3 of this, because it's at 3. Core and Hers are both at 3, so yeah, 3 Machine Dupe, like, perfect. That's actually it for the spell cards. So, and like I said, the one trap in the deck is Infinite Impermanence, and the only reason I'm playing this in here and not in something meta, like, I'm never going to put this in my Invoked Mech Knight deck because I don't have 3 of them, and also I believe Effect Veiler is still better. I'm only playing it in here because it has Infinity on the artwork, and that's legit what I told my friend. I said I'm only putting it in Cyber Dragons because of Infinity on the artwork. So, but yeah, that's it for the main deck, and currently there is no side deck for this deck. If I do update it, I will put a side deck in it, but so let's talk about the extra deck. So in my extra deck, I'm playing 1 Cyber End Dragon. Like, for the fusions, I'm playing 1 Cyber End Dragon to summon off of Nova. You can summon this like with Power Bond, but it could happen like if you open Machine Dupe and Power Bond, but usually you don't want to do that because it's really hard to dedicate all those resources to one monster, when instead your opponent can just, like today, my opponent Ghost Ogred my Nova, so I just summoned this and use Seeger to buff this up to 61. So, and then Nova still summon a Cyber Dragon because what is it? Ogre doesn't negate, so, and that was game because the Cyber Dragon is 21. So yeah. And then for other fusions, I'm running 2 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, not Over Dragon. Over Dragon's kind of outclassed right now. But yeah, Rampage Dragon, whenever it's fusion summon after this, whenever this card is fusion summoned, you pop back row like spells and traps equal to the amount of fusion material summoned for it, so usually 2. And then you can send 2 light machines from your deck to the graveyard, and he gains that many attacks, so he can attack 3 times. So today, my opponent, he made Ulti Conductor and passed. He didn't. He kind of bricked. I opened the Kaiju Power Bond and 2 Cyber Dragons. I Kaiju'd it, Power Bonded into this guy, dumped Turtle, dumped Core, and then I swung. No, I dumped Turtle, dumped hers, and then added Cyber Dragon from deck to hand, and then I gamed him with this because I could attack 3 times with 4,200. So yeah, that's why you're playing Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. He's just really good. He's still really good, and he is the OTK. He's like the Chaos Giant in this deck. I'm also playing 2 Fortress Dragon. Fortress Dragon kind of comes up every now and then, ABC matchup mainly, but he also comes up when you're just like needing to make a bigger beater than what you have, but also it's usually just to slurp up the Kaiju that you give your opponent. Like realistically, you're not using your own stuff to make this. I have gone into this, like I've given my opponent the Kaiju, like normal core, and then give my opponent the Kaiju, search something like Rev System, and then made this with the Kaiju, Rev System, and then like if I had another Cyber Dragon, I'll make like Seeger with this, and then Rev System back the Cyber Dragon. So yeah, but the real combos with Seeger actually take place when you play Mega Fleet. So Mega Fleet is actually like kind of broken now, because when your opponent extra links you, you can break the extra link just by summoning Cyber Dragon, and if they don't have a way to get rid of your Cyber Dragon immediately, you can just use Mega Fleet to deactivate the what is he? The Trigate Wizard. So Mega Fleet just became better. I remember because when he came out, I thought he was trash, but now that like we're actually like this deep into link summoning, Mega Fleet is pretty good. So definitely play 1. You can play 2 if you really want to, but I feel that playing the 1 right now is the way to go. That's just my preference again. So I haven't found a reason to run a second one is essentially what I'm saying. And lastly, for fusions, I'm playing 1 Panzer Dragon for the instant fusion target. I feel because he's a light machine, so he's a light machine level 5, so he's effectively a Cyber Dragon. Yeah, there's no reason, like instant fusion, he's the best target for Cyber Dragons. You can also play Parapsychroid, but I'm sticking with Panzer Dragon. So yeah, that's it for the fusion monsters. After that, we have Xyz monsters, which are pretty simple because we only run 4. I'm running 2 Nova because he revives Cyber Dragons and he gets big. So I'm playing 2 Nova, and then I'm also playing, I'm actually going to put the nice one up front, 2 Infinity. So Infinity, Nova, just both are really good. You slap Infinity down on top. Nova, you're spitting out, and I've consistently made Nova every game, every match, like at least, like, so theoretically, if all my matches go into game 3s, I've made Nova turn 1 in 2 out of every 3 games of those matches. So you're almost always ending with Nova, with Infinity on the board. So, and with Zeger, like Zeger and Nova, because the deck is so easily able to spit these cards out. Like I said, you guys have seen the replays on my channel, so you guys would know that. So they're too good not to play. They're amazing. And so as for Link monsters, I am playing 2 Cyber Dragon Zeger. Oh my god, I remember when I got the first one of this card. Ugh, I squeed. I was so excited. I love this card. Zeger is amazing. So, or Seeger, whatever you want to call him. I mean, German pronunciations are weird, so if you want your German Cyber Dragons, just play the regular ones, I guess. But so he requires a machine monster and a Cyber Dragon. So one of the things that I like to do is, like, if I get 2 Cyber Dragons out board, like, so like say you special the normal one and then summon Veer out of your hand, you can make Mega Fleet by chewing up one of the things and then turn him and the Veer into the Seeger and then start popping off that way. So that's one of the things that I'll do with Mega Fleet if I just don't want him on board and I want to go with Seeger. So And then he's Cyber Dragon on the field and in the graveyard as well, which is extremely nice. Like, that's one of the best effects that they could have put on this thing, and I didn't know it until I started reviving it with Nova and Rev System. Like, holy crap, that's nuts. And then so then it says during either player's battle phase, quick effect, you can target a it's a quick effect to target a monster, a monster with a machine type monster with 2100 or more attack, and give it a bonus 2100. But this card can't have, this card can't have attacked, and your opponent doesn't take damage from this card. So, like, say your opponent attacks Seeger and you use Seeger's effect to target itself, they won't take damage from Seeger. But if they attack, like, Infinity, which was a big problem, a big problem with Infinity was that people just run it over in Cyber Dragons. Now with Seeger, you can protect Infinity by giving it an extra 21, and they'll still eat the damage. So, it makes Cyber Dragons a little scarier in the battle phase, and it also makes sure that you don't have to run limiter removal, because Seeger is a limiter removal. And that is a hard once per turn on him, but he still is just one of the most amazing Link monsters. He's also huge for a Link too, being a 21. And what's really good is that he has a side arrow. So it promotes reviving him. He has the one arrow down, which is really what all Cyber Dragons need, because they're gonna send this guy off and revive him with some of the other stuff. But yeah, I could talk about Cyber Dragon Seeker all day, if given the opportunity, because he's so amazing. Then I'm running one Hippo Shinigami. Hippo Shinigami is just a light Link monster. He's good. I don't know. The deck's all light. Like, everything but the Chimera techs are light, so you can make him. And giving another 500 boost to the Cyber Dragons along with like a Veer gives them a bonus 1000. So you can potentially buff all your Cyber Dragons by like 1500 points with both Veers. And then lastly, I'm running one Cleefort Genius, who is the Machine Link monster. I like Cleefort Genius in this deck because it gives you the option to go into like Hippo Shinigami or this. So like if you're going for Chimera Tech plays, like your Overload fusing, you want to make Cleefort Genius, which is something that I still need to like. Playing with these two is a little more complicated than playing with these ones, because like I get confused about my plays, and just because I'm so excited about this deck. But yeah, so like it's literally just like what are your plays going? If you're making Xyz monsters and Seeker, make Hippo Shinigami. If you're making Chimera Techs, make Cleefort Genius. So yeah, and that's it for the deck. That's all that they have to offer. That's all she wrote. Oh my god, do I love Cyber Dragon Seeger? I think he's amazing. Do I like the new support? Do I think that the support out of Cybernetic Horizon is good? Yes, I think it's fantastic. I love all the cards out of Cybernetic Horizon except for Cybernetic Overflow, which is the trap card, are playable in Cyber Dragons. They're wonderful. And if you want to play Cybernetic Overflow, you can actually take out this for a Cybernetic Overflow as well. I think that card is just fine. It's a little piece of removal. So yeah, so if you don't have a third Rev System, but you don't want to play Impermanence, play one copy of Cybernetic Overflow or Hidden Technology. Do I think Cyber Dragons will be meta? No, I don't think they'll be meta. Will they be rogue? If Gokis get hit, yes, I think so, because currently they can't really play through an extra link board. You can put Ash Blossoms in here if you really want. This deck it's super malleable because there's so much space in here that in the main deck to like take stuff out. Like you can drop Turtle, you can drop the you can drop Turtle and like mix the hand traps whichever ways you want. You can drop all sorts of stuff. And the only sad part is I wish this was a cyber card so we could actually search it. Which is, I mean, I get why it's not. Like, holy crap, that would be a powerful card. But yeah, I think Seeger is amazing. I think I just think that the deck, I don't think the deck necessarily loses to negation because you can get Infinity out. And getting Infinity out as your negation and also just continuously buffing him and stealing Link monsters away with Infinity is really strong. But currently I think that this deck is just creeping up on tier 2. We do have stuff for it coming out of Blue Eyes Abyss, but none of that is very good. That stuff like Cyber Pharos and Cyber Load Fusion and Eternity Dragon and the trap card that summons Cyber End. I think that trap card might be kind of cool, but aside from that, I don't think the deck is going to use very much of that. I think that we've gotten all we need at this point. Except for maybe Cyberload Fusion. That could be a card to play around with. But yeah, I love this deck. I highly recommend this deck. It's not too expensive from what I've been seeing on the pre-release, so if you guys want to play this, pick it up, play it. Holy crap, I love this deck. And but yeah, as always, tell me what I can do to make this deck better. Again, and I hope I've helped you guys in some way for building Cyber Dragons, because this deck is nuts. It's insane. But yeah, if you want to see combos with this deck, I will show combos, and of course I'm going to be taking this down with my casual buddies to record live duels with. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of this deck. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.